Well, okay, guys. I should not be talking, but I'm going to do this as I can because my allergies been going crazy and I've had a sore throat, so my voice is going hoarse. So I've just been drinking a lot of water. But okay. So a little update that we've got going on here. Got the compressor leads in there. It's not mounted up because I got to get new bolts for the thing for it to hook up right, and that's actually getting tight, so I need to undo that. We got one part of the switch done. I just gotta do the rest of it. That goes into the cab itself through the firewall. But we come through here. I have a battery in it because I'm trying to get power to it, and yeah, that's an oversized battery because it's out of the boat. But here's what it is. Now what I do got to do is I got to take some red tape or red paint or something like that and go over this, leave that black so you'll know what's negative and positive. In this wiring harness, I'm just having to do a little bit different because it's not straightforward like I would if I was just doing a completely 100% natural restoration. Okay, I have race car parts in this thing. So, like for instance, the tack, it does not go from the coil over. It goes from come over here. It's going to come from this little gray wire here that goes from this box over to my gauge. So I won't be needing that one wire. Also, I need to hook this up too, get life to that thing. But it looks like a mess, but it's an organized mess. Up here, we're looking really good. Like, these wires are getting hidden pretty good. I just, like I said, hide that under that lip. I got two wires going to there. I got my headlights, or my turn signals are wired up. Just got to hook ground. I am thinking I might be able to get to my headlights today to figure out which one's high beam, which one's low beam, that I can fully connect them and get them plugged in. And same thing for the tail lights, get that set up. But in order to do the tail lights and get the lights actually working, I will need to come through here and figure out this mess to this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this plug back here, because eventually I'm putting this plug back on because I do want to go to a tilt GM column, steering column. So save this plug to where I can just solder the wires back on it, and I'm going to cut back far enough to where you can actually read them and see what wires go to what, and then I'm going to wire this in. Now this is a 13 plug wire setup. This is a 11, so I don't know how that's going to work, so we'll figure that out once we get there. I still got to hook my wiper motor up for my wipers. Gauges I haven't got those yet, so I still need to get those. Light switch, yeah, like I said, that's just the original light switch, not the original one actually, original cap, but it is new motor back here. It's what came with the harness. This is original. I got to glue that on actually, because that just does that. It's not supposed to come out like that. So push in, that's how you activate your washer fluid. So yeah, now hang on a second. Let's see if we could do this one. So you see that the my CB radio came on. That is because this wire right here is the wire that gets fed to your starter. So yeah, I'm gonna figure out how to rewire my starter up a little bit, because I got it feeding directly back into the battery because it's a GM 1-wire starter. That, or I'm just going to add a kill switch in here to where it kills life to the whole car. At least that way I'll 100% know it's not draining the battery somehow. So I might just do that one. And let y'all hear this. So yes, that was my relay right here clicking. Get my hand out of the way. That was the relay right here clicking when I go to actually start it. I do not have this wire hooked up, but this is going down my starter. So yeah, now like I said, this is how my alternator is done, because this is a 1-wire. This wire right here is what charges. I need to hook a ground to this, but it feeds right back into this side of the post, which I might need to get me a new relay because it moves, and it's been quite a few years since I changed this one out. So yeah, and then from there, that's literally going straight into the battery. So there's no other spot on here to wire this thing up at. So at least I think that one spot is a ground. I gotta go back and look it up because I can't remember if I had that hooked to ground, or if that was actually, if I even had anything hooked to it. So okay, yeah, because beforehand I didn't really have any fancy electronics. I just had a radio and then the speakers, that's it. And that was hooked to the stock harness of the car. No, actually no, take that back. The everything was just ran, and I just had a jumbled mess of wires ran up here, and it was a mess. I'm actually shocked the car didn't catch on fire, but whenever I was running extra wires, I was making sure I was doing it correctly and not crossing anything or shorting anything to ground. So saying that, when I bought this harness, because I was like, you know what, if this car is going to be a show car I'm going to drive, and it's going to be a nice looking car, I want to actually have a harness in here and do it correctly. So yes, that's kind of where I'm at right now. And yeah, I'm hiding all the wires in here, so it's going to look really nice once it's done. So I'm probably not going to have my bumpers chromed. I'm probably going to paint them black, and then put those on, and then we're going to worry about getting these brakes figured out with what I have, and hopefully I just don't have to replace a lot. Hopefully it's just a little bit of things I got to replace, like the proportioning valve, get a new one of those, and see if we have proper brakes on here. My front end, I'm not going to do nothing to it except for put it back. Yes, my boots are destroyed, but the ball joints aren't, and I want to see if I can make it to the car show here in Durant and do the burnout contest. Because if I win the burnout contest, then there's $500 I can come back and put into this car and get it finished. So get that much closer to getting finished. And then in the fall, I will be hopefully attending Robbers Cave State Park. I think it's the 43rd annual car show. It's all free, and my whole club that I'm part of in OKC, cruising Route 66, the Bethany chapter, they're going to be up there, so I will be wearing my shirt that I got for the club, and I'll hopefully have this car up there for it. So by that time I will have new suspension up front, and the rear end will be rebuilt by then. So but right now what I got to get done within a couple weeks is get it back on the road. And I don't know if I have gauges by then. I might not have gauges. I won't have door panels, but hopefully I have my windshield and my headliner and my back windshield in. And then the others, I'll just see if I can get some tin and just quickly get it done. Dear God, it's coming down the line. I won't even have my back seats done. That's going to have to wait till afterhand. Because I know I said I was going to get this car done within a certain amount of time. The only deal is I want to do this correctly. I don't want to rush it. So if I don't make the car shows like I say I want to, I'm not gonna. It's gonna be disappointing, but it's not gonna be the end of the world. It just means this car is gonna be done correctly, and I'll have the parts that this car needs to make this car trustworthy and reliable.
One time like, two time like, hey, let me pop up. Say let me put you in position for the acquisition of some major paper. I'm just dipping, we ain't even tripping. You could thank me later. Sauce and dripping, hoe I'm finger licking, serving different flavors. See me flicking while I'm chasing chicken, flying on some acres. Ay, old school weed, sending nothing but some G's. Any food pack of top papers.
Okay, so let's see if this works. Well, I just got to finesse with the ignition switch. Like, just bolt it down and play with this rod that I'm using. And what I'm using is a welding rod for a stick welder. I'm glad to go get a couple more probably until I actually get it perfectly set to where it's not, hold that thing down. But I do need to make that step, as you see right here, going up, because the ignition switch on this GM with that tall. So unlike the Maverick, where it's a straight shot down to it, so I need to have this going into here, but then I have a step coming up, but I just don't need it as tall as that. And if I work with that too much more, I'm going to end up breaking it and make it brittle. So yeah, just gotta go get another one of those and hopefully get it right this time, but I will grab a few more. But y'all see the radio still working? See? What? Boom. Ignition on. So cool. So let's walk over here. What sucks is I'm missing one of my damn plugs. So yeah. Now there's only one wire going into these plugs until you get to this one. There's two. So yeah, my great grandfather or grandfather had backup or trailer hitch hooked to this thing, so he can pull a trailer. Oh wait, right there's the other one. So yeah, these are going to be my brake switch and turn signals. So that's what it is, and the single wire is going to be backup lights. So yeah, that's how it's going to be done, which I'm going to get them wired up, and then I'm actually going to clean these up, and I'm going to paint them silverish, kind of chromish. Maybe they'll reflect off brighter than what they are. they're going to be in the original housings too. So, but if y'all wondering, like with the backup lights, well, there's power going to go into both of these. The only deal is it's going to use the plate itself as a ground. So that's going to be connected to the body of the car. So we get the tail lights in, get the side markers done. We got headlights done, got side markers done, front. I'll take it back. I don't got fully side markers done. I don't got these sides done, so I gotta fix those sides. And then I can officially start in here. Now, what I know I gotta wire up that I can with what I got is radio, the CB fully, my multi-spark discharge box over there, and heater and AC. And then I can put my speakers back in here. I'm going to run new wires in here for the speaker. I can hook up my wiper motor in this thing. And then I'm going to be kind of done for now until I can get my gauges. And I'm actually thinking about this. Okay. You see this thing right here that I took a while to build? Well, it's cool and everything, but it's not exactly correct. So now online for $200 I can buy me a plastic or fiberglass version of this, except for it sets deeper back there and it'd be easier to get to the freaking holes. So I'm probably going to end up buying the $200 one, and then I'll buy my gauges to go in them. Or for $500 I can get gauges mounted in there already. But I don't know. It depends on how this is going to work.
She ain't know it, but I don't make me think she cool. Yeah, nigga from the middle, kick raps like riddles, got game wrapped up like Reynolds, kush packed like Skittles, move like I'm supposed to be, I chose to be this lit. Shorty at the show just wanna get close to me and pose for me, then flick. And to be honest, girl, that's cool with me. Hey, ass at home in my t-shirt and all my jewelry. Niggas act too cool for school, but you know that ain't fooling me. Let her do her thing, cause I can't tell her mama who to be. Girl, that's rude to me. And if she wanna swing that Lexus down to Texas, know that I'm gon' let her. What the fuck I look like trippin'? I got polo on my sweater. Give a fuck about all that gossip, cause them hoes don't know no better. All my niggas on and poppin' till I can't fold up no more cheddar. What they mad at me for? Cause I'm out here stuntin' like my daddy, I plus with all my Negroes. I'ma drop that pen, I'ma send that addy. Players front of me, don't roll no me. What the fuck you thought it was, ho? But you don't know what you don't know, so I ain't here to judge. Though I've been on my P's and Q's, blowing them Q's.
Okay guys, well this is just a little tricky. Getting power to this bulb. Bulbs don't want to work, but the bulb's good. So I don't know, and I just have 2 wires coming from this thing, so, and I got 3 wires that's supposed to go to it: a brake light, a turn signal, and a running light off of this harness. So what I might actually end up doing is going and buying new taillight sockets that have 3 wires to it. It's gonna be an aftermarket thing, but I can make it work that way. And I had to figure something about a backup light. So, but if I did it that way, I might actually be able to make this thing a lot brighter than what it is right now. So, but look back here, I got 1 wire going. This is my drive lights, and when I turn the lights on, it's supposed to be on, which is going to be dim. Turn signal is supposed to be the second one that's brighter, so you know, hey, turn signal's on. And your brake light switch is actually supposed to bolt into there. And this is the brake light switch right here, this blue one. So that's going to run parallel too, so it's going to tie into there, then you're going to go here and tie into the here. But yeah, it seems like it's not working. So then again, this is an old system, so maybe it's the wiring itself in there, so the socket could be messing up. So I might end up just buying 4 new sockets for this thing. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say this too. If anybody in the Durant, Oklahoma area, because I know I got some guys that watch me here in town, if y'all know anybody that's just getting rid of 1 or 2 electric ovens. They don't need to be perfect. I'm just needing some because I found out a way to take 2 ovens, make 1 big oven, and be able to powder coat and bake my bumpers and anything else that's big that I can't fit in just a normal size oven. Got that figured out. So if anybody knows, get me on Instagram, or if you know me in person, get a hold of me and let me know. Thank you. Okay, you see this box? That is the Gen 2 vintage air box. Now I'm still missing my front vents and an extra set of hose to go for the defrost and my ignition panel. But what I want to show y'all is these lines right here. If you go back, I'm going to see if I can put the video at the end here. This is my lines that were on the universal harness or AC. I got my big line tucked up underneath there. My small one's coming out from under here to under there. They fit directly together. They bolt directly in. So I did not have to spend big money for vintage air to have vintage air. I just spent literally $800 and got basically a complete AC system. $300 for the underdash unit. Sold the underdash unit for $100, and then bought the Gen 2 that's going to come out to roughly $600 with the vents, control panel, because I'm wanting the little fancier one that's about $100 instead of the $65 one, and then an extra pair of hose and vents. Okay, you add everything together, it's going to come out to about $800 because I made $100 back from selling the underdash unit. So you see I got my sound deadener on the wall. This is a heat barrier also. This stuff cost me $24 off Amazon. It came with 10 sheets. I still got to add a little bit more to there. And I got half of my roof done. Okay, I still got to do the other half. But yeah, it's doing great. I'm not going to cover the floor because the floor is getting, my carpet is going to have, it's going to be the original carpet. It's going to have a sound deadener layer and heat barrier under it too, so I don't need a stack on. So I think I'll be just fine. Now what I do got to do is, I got the brace somewhere on here. I'm going to connect to this bolt hole, and it's going to go up underneath the dash here, or maybe go straight up. So it'll hold it there, because I only got one bolt in, so I can move it around and figure out exactly what's leveled. So I'll have air coming out there, air there, which I will need to, I'll probably bolt up here. A deflector goes over to my side for floor. So yeah. Now I'm having trouble with my turn signals. I got where the lights would come on, but they're not flashing, so I don't have something right. So I got some buddies that have Mavericks. They're out looking to see if they can help me figure out which one's the main power wire and how to wire it up, and from there I can figure out how to wire up the relays, the relays and the flashers and hazard lights and stuff. So, but I'm going to finish getting everything else set up. I might go ahead and put my tray under it for now. But we're going to go ahead and get like the CB radio at least hooked up, radio wired up, wipers, and I think I'm going to be basically done. I took my ignition switch out because my ground is backwards. That's not a ground I had it connected to because it started getting really hot. That's actually a power source, so I got to figure out where the ground is on my ignition, which I'll be easy ohm meter it out. But we're gonna get everything else tidied up and fixed up to where the rest of the wiring's done, and then once I get some information on the turn signals switch, I will be hooking that up because I really don't want to switch out steering columns. I want to keep my Maverick steering column in because it fits. this big wire is actually supposed to go out to your battery, okay? Because it needs a 12-volt system, okay? I'm not doing that. With this harness that I got in this car, has multiple spots for a 12-volt system. So that might be somebody replying back to me on my ignition, my turn signal switch. So I'll look in a minute. So what I'm going to do is, like, for instance, this wire right here is a 12-volt constant system whenever the ignition's on. So what I'm going to do is stretch this over and find out how long does this wire need to be, cut it, solder it back, and then I'm going to cut this plug and put a connector on it that will connect up to this, and boom, there's my constant 12 volts. Okay, I got two relays that's going to hook onto the side of the firewall. I got a green wire. I gotta figure out what that is actually too. Hang on a second. So we have all this. Let's see. That's for my kids. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Ah, right here. That's on the back. So we're looking for a purple wire. Okay, purple right here. It's going to go out to connect to a key on ignition. So that's going to be to your key turns on. So, okay. So that's where that purple's going to go, to a ignition wire, which I think the GM ignition would work for that. So that's what the purple wire is going to go to. This right here is my heater flow. That dude's going to set, there's a diagram where it's supposed to go. Where is this thing supposed to go? Oh, right there where you can't really see it. It's going to go on the outside of the engine bay. The wires are going to go through the firewall, which I'm going to wrap them with electrical tape, so they're just not bare. And they're going to sit out there, and there's a little valve in here that lets air in and lets water in and out. So it's shut right now. But I think when you turn it on, it flows. So this valve's going to open, let flow in. So water's going to have to go in from this way and into here. So that's that. This is going to be your ground. And then these wires right here are your fan speed. Okay, it's going to tell your fan high, medium, low, or off. And then these wires right here are going to be your actuator motors. This is ground, obviously, and then this just plugs into the backing of your switch. So pretty straightforward, pretty simple. As long as you follow the instructions, you should not have no problem. But right here tells you that you don't have to spend $1,500. You can spend $800 and be good enough. Now, what I might do later on in the future is upgrade my compressor to something better. I don't know yet.
My babe see through. Hating on the pen, don't style, shit ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you? Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see through. Hating on the pen, don't style, shit ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you? my business. You be all in your feelings. I been all in them trenches. I been all in my bag. You be all in my business. Know they notice me flexing. Fit in all of my fitness. I been all in my bag. You been all in my business. You be all in your feelings. I been all in them trenches. I been all in my bag. You be all in my business. Know they notice me flexing. Fit in all of my fitness. My chain dense on my head big. My top heavy, I let it down. See me shining, they hating on me. They mean mugging, I let them down. She call me Poppy, I'm popping now. Hoes happy, I'm hopping now. Money talks, I'm the only thing these broke boys should be talking about. They talking greasy, we eating healthy, we getting wealthy. You see the difference. Blew her back, then I blew her off. She salty, now she can't be the missus. My partner's country like cornbread. In the city plotting on long bread. These niggas out here going broke, tryna do the shit that they song said. I'm a once in a lifetime flex. Never leave lifeline sex. Hit her with the nighttime text. Got no time to fight while I stress. I be dripping, baby. Fucks that I used to get missing lately. They acting iffy, he different, ain't he? Hop in the coupe.
Okay guys, well there we go. My CB's on, my radio's on, the air y'all saw works. So we got that pretty far. Now what I still gotta do is cut these in half, stick them through the firewall, make sure I have enough length to solder them comfortably, and then attach them back together. And then I gotta place the heater hose. I need to go get some heater hoses and hook those up, so therefore this thing is fully connected to the motor, and then I can plug in my heater flow right here, because nothing, it don't hook to nothing, it just sits there freely between two lines. So that's there. This again, like I said, it's probably going to be underneath my switch is probably going to be underneath my CB. I gotta see, what I gotta do is when I get my front seats back, I got one here, the other one's at the upholstery shop, get them both in here, then I gotta get my back seats in here, because what I'm gonna do is make a console that goes from the back seats all the way up to my dash, under my tray that's underneath my dash. So, and then make that out of cardboard and figure out where these are going. Well, I know where the radio's going to sit. This is where the CB's going to sit. And then I'll make it out of wood, and then see about wrapping it in fabric, or maybe I'll leave it wood. Y'all tell me in the comments below. The car's going to be all black interior, black seats, original headliner, original carpet, which those are black. Dash is black, door panels are going to be black. Do you think that having a stained wood or a burnt looking wood center console look nice in here? Or should I actually go ahead and wrap it in a vinyl to match the rest of the interior? Let me know in the comments below. But I'm kind of sitting here for a minute to see if anything starts smoking. I do not smell nothing smoking, so we're in the clear. Okay guys, well, I got the box in there, I got my relays up here, I got my brace right there, even though you can't see because everything's black on black on black. That's awesome. I used a pretty long bolt right here, because when I get that deflector that goes right here, that will deflect the air more towards my feet. I had to take that out and put that in. I want to make sure I have enough threads for it. Right down here is my line that I gotta drill a hole in about an inch lower, go out, and then I'll take this plate off, and that has my heater lines behind there, which they'll come through the firewall at the original location. So and my wires come out right here. So I gotta get up. Ugh. My wire's gonna come out right here, so therefore my panel is gonna be, my switches are gonna be somewhere in this range, right around the CV radio and the radio, because how I want it is radio's gonna be right here, CV's gonna be right here, and then somewhere in there it's gonna be the switch. Now, as far as my Summit Racing multi-spark capacitor discharge ignition system, y'all saw whenever my Maverick broke down and my old MSD went out, so I had to buy one of these. This thing was like $160 and fired right up, and it always has the instructions on the back. So awesome. So I'm trying to look here. Bullet, heavy black negative, heavy red is battery, black and orange to coil, small red to 12 volts, white do not use, gray goes attack. So one thing I'm trying to think is, this is battery, so I need to figure out if this is ground or not. I want to say it is ground since that tab on it, but I'll find out. This is my to battery, so that goes to the battery, which that's going to go to the harness in here. This is the gray wire that goes to the tack that I'm currently setting on. So cool, got that. What I really like about this, let's take that off, my rev limiter. This is a built-in rev limiter, so that's what's awesome. Now I am going to move it from where the AC and heater is, because if for some odd reason I get a leak, I don't want it leaking directly down on this, so this thing's going to get moved. So I'm just trying to think, where am I going to put it in here? So yes, my headlights work perfect. Hot damn, and they are stupid bright. They will need to be adjusted. This is not, don't have the everything on it because I need to go get a spring. As soon as I get the spring back in there, be fully bolted in. Got some scratches on there. At least it's not cracked. Fans are working just fine in the LED, so we're good. The engine clicks. The reason why it's not turning over, one, I don't have that discharge box. I won't have spark at all hooked up, but two, I don't have oil in the car right now, so I do not want to turn it over, so my wire going to my starter is disconnected. So let me get some oil in this thing. Next time I get paid, I'll get the oil filter, get oil in it, and then we'll cycle it over and get it turned where it's turning over. I won't start it 1, 2 because headers are still sitting right there. I'm gonna go get them sandblasted, and then I'm gonna get my bumpers sandblasted. Get them sandblasted, and then hopefully I'll have the 2 ovens to where I can build a shield, sealing both of them up and creating one big oven. And I can get a powder gun and powder coat and start powder coating my chrome. I figured do that, save me a couple $100, and I'll be able to powder coat like anything that except for a whole car. I can't powder a whole car because I don't have a way to bake a whole car, but anything like bumpers, wheels, stuff like that, I can powder coat them. So hell yeah. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. So guys, I hope y'all enjoyed part 1, because this is taking a while, because I still got to wire in, well, I still got to get gauges. I've got to wire those in. I got to wire my fuel pump in, figure out my tail lights, turn signals, brake lights, and stuff like that. So yeah, that's gonna be in part 2, and hopefully I can still continue building this car with the harness and get all the electrical done with it, and then I can start focusing on wheels and tires and brakes and interior. So okay guys, I will let y'all know right now, I am not going to be attending, I think I've already said this before, I will not be attending Hot Rod Power Tour because due to gas prices being stupid high, this car is not done, and Power Tour is within a couple weeks to a week. So there's no way in hell wouldn't be able to make it. I don't have the money, nor is this car ready. So maybe next year, if they're closer, I'll be able to do it. And saying that, I will not be attending the Durant car show. I will not be doing the burnouts because, again, the car's not ready. But I will be walking around there, showcasing the cars that are there and watching the burnout competition. So yeah, we'll have a video of that. But as far as no names, I am definitely on the road for no names. This car should be done for No Names Nationals, and I should be going to No Names Nationals. So guys, do one favor, if y'all new to the channel, subscribe and help me get over 500 subscribers. Hit that thumbs up. It helps YouTube telling them that I'm doing one hell of a good job. And if again y'all new, subscribe. And again, if y'all could help me down in the comments below, let me know, like with the oven, or if y'all have a Maverick or a Ford and y'all can tell me about the wiring for the turn signal, please let me know on that one. And there's a mosquito running around, flying around. Great, it's that time of year. But okay guys, I'm gonna get out of here, get cleaned up, get ready for work tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.
If they want the smoke, then yeah, it's no jokes, boy, it's up. In the end zone, that's a TD, we finessing job. Filling up the stat sheets and they knowing that's a plus. Back to back, highlight plays, all my moves is